Hey everyone, Captain America here. You know, the guy who can run a mile in a minute and beat up bad guys for breakfast? Yeah, that's me. But let me tell you, even superheroes have their off days. Like that one time I ended up stuck in the darn past. It all started with some weird time vortex thingy. One minute I'm fighting Hydra agents, the next I'm face to face with a very confused squirrel holding an acorn. Turns out squirrels in the 15th century weren't big fans of spandex. I quickly realized something was wrong. No skyscrapers, no smartphones, no shawarma stands. This wasn't my America. And then it hit me harder than a Hulk smash. I'd traveled back in time. I was in uncharted territory, literally. My internal compass was spinning like a disco ball, and I had a feeling this wasn't going to be your average Tuesday. So picture this, Captain America, the guy who's practically a walking, talking American flag, standing on a beach that hasn't even met Christopher Columbus yet. Talk about awkward. There I was, shield gleaming in the sun, when this Viking dude with a funky hat strolls up to me. Turns out it was Leif Erikson, the original American tourist. We couldn't understand a word each other were saying, but hey, a smile is a universal language, right? We tried to communicate using a mix of hand gestures and charades. Let's just say I'm glad there were no cameras around to capture my rendition of the Star-Spangled Banner using only interpretive dance and a confused seagull as a backup singer. The local Native Americans were pretty chill though. They taught me some survival skills, how to build a fire, identify edible plants, and most importantly, avoid poison ivy. Who knew a superhero could learn a thing or two about roughing it from people who'd been living it for centuries? Life in the 15th century was definitely different. No Wi-Fi, no indoor plumbing, and the food. Let's just say I gained a newfound appreciation for microwave dinners. But the people were great. They were kind, resourceful, and had an amazing sense of community. They were also really confused by my outfit. I tried to explain my whole super soldier from the future thing, but they just smiled and nodded politely. I guess some things get lost in translation, even with all the hand gestures in the world. One day, while I was busy teaching a group of kids how to play baseball using a fish bladder and a stick, I stumbled upon a familiar face. It was Columbus, looking lost and confused. He kept mumbling something about India and spices. I decided not to break the news about his little navigational error. Some things are better left unchanged, right? After what felt like a lifetime, but was probably more like a few weeks, time travel is weird, okay? The time vortex thingy reappeared. I said my goodbyes, packed up my shield, and jumped back into the swirling mass of temporal energy. Next thing I knew, I was back in my own time with a newfound appreciation for modern plumbing and a strange craving for fish bladder baseball. I never did tell anyone about my little adventure. Some stories are just too crazy, even for Captain America. Plus, I didn't want to mess up the timeline any more than I probably already had. I mean, what if me teaching those kids baseball somehow led to the invention of the designated hitter rule? Some things are just too terrifying to contemplate, so there you have it. Captain America, time traveler, accidental tourist, and, if I do say so myself, a pretty good dancer when there's a seagull involved.